Hi everybody, welcome back to the farm. As you can see, we are racing against the sunset today, trying to finish off a project. We have snow forecast to come tomorrow. We got these giant mountains of beautiful compost delivered to us today, and we're just super eager to get them into our raised flower beds. So as you can see, we've now completed one of the 3 beds, and look at this black, beautiful gold compost that's here. It's still a little bit hot right now, so it's still cooking, so we might have to wait a little bit longer before we started to do some of our planting for some of our cold weather crops that we have already inside under our grow lights that could potentially go outside right now and be just fine. But because the snow is coming tomorrow, we're just gonna let all of that moisture get right down, get this nice and moist. At the bottom of the raised bed, if Dragon comes on over, you can see in beds number 2 and 3, we already have those packed with some things that will decompose very nicely as time goes on and provide a lot more nutrients into the native soil beneath it and also into our plants as they grow up. In here we have composting some of our rabbit poop, some of our chicken poop, some of that used bedding from our chicken and duck coop, also some branches that we collected from the big snowstorm that we had back at the beginning of the year in January. All of these things will decompose over time, great nutrients, taking them right from the earth and putting them right back in to feed our food as we go along. So now that we've kind of caught you up to speed on what's going on, Dragon and I are going to get back to work doing as much as we can, because you can see we've made a huge dent in this first pile of compost here. We want to try to go ahead and finish off both of these beds while we still can, and just move as the sun goes down until our bodies tell us we want Calgon to take us away. So let's get back to work, Dragon. Well, that looks a lot better than it did before. Look at how much dirt we finally were able to move, in addition to everything that we got out of this pile of compost here. We also went and started grabbing a little more from compost pile number 2, which all were in the same grouping of compost that we just had split into 2 different groupings. The beds are complete now with compost that is in there. You can see we were able to finish those first 2 beds last night, or actually several nights before, the magic of YouTube. But these are completely done. Today Dragon came along and filled up bed number 3, but first putting in some of our wood chips down at the bottom. Again, all of that organic material that is at the bottom of each of these beds beneath that compost is going to break down beautifully and then continue to add nutrients to those beds and feed the vegetables. Now that you see kind of the finished product, I'm going to toss it over to Dragon, and he's going to walk you through some of the things that he planted in them today.
All right, let's take a look what we have planted so far. We have some nice break in the weather. We have about 10 days of highs of 60s, even 70s, and lows of mid 40s. So I actually decided today to plant quite a few things. All of the things planted, they are kind of cold hardy. They can take mild frost, temperatures in mid 30s, so they all should be fine with that. Here in the beginning of the bed, this is our red Russian kale that we started inside under our grow lights. It's been growing for about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, Kevin, right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Germination was kind of spotty, so you can see some of them are larger. There was the first round that we planted. These smaller ones are from the second round, but I got decent 25 plants They were quite useful. Same thing in the back here. This was cabbage that we also planted with that same, not as good germination with cabbage as you can see, but we were able to get 25 plants into the ground. Further down this bed, I also direct sowed some, what do we have here? Some Brussels sprouts. As you can see, this little, what do you call them?
Divots
In the ground. So I put about 3 or 4 seeds of Brussels sprouts in there. Brussels sprouts requires quite a space. They need to be at least about 2 feet apart. So I only have 3 plants across, and I believe 3 and 3. So we have nine plants of Brussels sprouts. For raised beds, they're not really. I would say this. I think this is our first time trying them, right, Kevin?
Yeah, first time trying Brussels sprouts.
First time trying them. I don't see them really useful for raised beds, considering that they need, each Brussels sprouts almost needs 4 square feet. Moving down the line, we have some collard greens here. They also need quite a bit of space. Also 9 spots of collard greens. Did the same thing. We have about 3 or 4 seeds in each little hole. They should be up in no time with 70-degree weather. And down here at the end, we have 6 rows of spinach. They're about 6 inches apart, and that takes care of this bed here.
One thing too, before we move on, we have not reminded everybody about the dimensions of these raised beds.
Yes, these beds are 24 feet long and 4 feet wide, which gives us almost close to 100 square feet or 96 square feet of growing space in each bed. And this middle bed, this one is completely filled as well. We have a row of parsley here. Parsley. Oops, it says spinach here. What do I have here? Let's take a look. It's not spinach. Oh, Swiss chard. Sorry.
Swiss chard.
Yeah, Swiss chard is here. 6 rows of Swiss chard, and I have 6 rows of spinach on this side. Spinach. Then we go down. We have radishes, 3 different radishes. We are not big fans of radish, but we like to have them every now and then.
They're good pickled, good on a salad.
They're really good on a salad. The best thing about them, it's they're usually from seed to harvest between 25 to 35 days. So that's the best thing about them. Then we have this patch right here. This is all carrots. And then down here we start with 3 different kinds of lettuce. We have a 50-day variety, 60-day variety, I believe 4 different kinds of lettuce for between 50 to 70-day harvest. And that takes care of this middle bed. And this third bed right here in the back, we only started with the top here, where we have, same as I did with the collard greens over there, we have some broccoli and cauliflower. I believe I have 16 spots of each. I have same thing, about 3 or 4 seeds in each hole. And
those divots or holes are definitely,
however you want to call them,
more pronounced here.
I did this once. I don't remember, it was the last year or year before when I raised beds in Maryland. It worked out pretty good, so I wanted to try it again. All of these plants that we planted, you can see, I would say it's a lot here. We have almost all 3 beds taken, but all of these plants will be harvested by mid-May, end of May the latest, so we can definitely plant the new stuff in May and have a second harvest for the season.
Maybe some garlic?
Garlic, I've never planted garlic in the spring. I think you could plant garlic in the spring. I've always done it over winter, planting in November and then harvesting in early July. So I need to look that up. Can you plant it in spring?
So these 3 beds here primarily will be kind of almost kind of kitchen.
Yes, kitchen
beds, kitchen vegetable garden beds, or however you want to say it, because we still have a larger vegetable garden to grow that's going to be part of our market garden. But this will be stuff that'll be easy for us to come out, grab, go back inside, cook whenever we need to, instead of having to go over to the market garden, which is going to be just over there. Those vegetables will be just right over there. Guess we can walk you guys on over.
I also added these planters here with some herbs as well. We have some oregano, thyme, and dill. And this one here, my onions sprouted really poorly. It looks like only one kind of them only sprouted. So we'll see if any of these are useful. So I also did a whole big planter of onions. It's a little bit too late to start those, but maybe for late harvest we can still manage to get some onions out. If not, we're gonna have to buy onion starts from the nursery. So yeah, our actual garden where we're gonna be planting most of the other stuff, it is right here. Kind of goes to the first purple flag post right here, and down it goes about, stretches down about 120 feet, I believe. So it's 50 by 120, and this is where we're going to have all of our tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, what else, corn,
okra for the first time
okra
this year.
for the first
we
time
love okra, but I've never had the space to grow it.
So this will be probably, we'll start planting this most likely a month from now. Yeah, potatoes should be in probably mid-April, so we're still waiting for them to, potato seeds to be delivered. So
that's gonna do it for us for this video. As you can see, we have a lot more to tend to now, in addition to Bella, Trinity, the chickens, the ducks, the geese, the rabbits. So we hope that you continue to come back time after time to check in on us and see what we have new that's going on, and also just to check and see how these raised beds are doing. We're also interested to see how this compost is doing that we bought for the first time this year. So thanks again for watching. Hope everybody's having a great day out there, and make sure you stay safe.